Welcome in, everyone. I am excited to be with you today. Listen, today we are going to get into the 4 levels of speaking that unlocks income, influence, wealth, legacy. Listen, we're going to get all into it because I believe that God has a purpose for you. I don't know if you've ever felt like you had a voice, right? You have a voice. And all of a sudden, you're called to speak, or there's a lot of people who love when you speak and the advice you give and wisdom you give and the coaching you give, and you're like, wait a minute, I can turn this into something. Or maybe you haven't realized that. Well, I'm going to share with you the 4 different levels of speaking that you can use or just understand to know that this can unlock income for you and can absolutely unlock impact as well. So because I do have my computer screen in front of me, just so I can see your wonderful comments and see who's watching, I'm going to look down for a second because I want to see who's on this broadcast today. So go ahead and just let me know where you're coming in from. This is a live broadcast here with you all this Monday. I'm excited. And if you're here for the first time as well, my name is Dee Giles, and I love to see people walking in their assignment. I am a speaker, a business coach, a messaging coach, just really helping women out there unlock their voice and really build the business that God has given them and use their voice, right, to speak about that business, to get onto stages, to monetize that authority. That is why I'm here. So whoever you are, I want to see where you're coming from. Hi, Karen from Northern Sweden. Welcome in. And as you come in, do me a favor, go ahead and share this broadcast as well. That way we can be able to get as much people in today for this broadcast and just be able to impact so many lives. All right. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get started really quick as the people are coming in to this broadcast. I'm going to get started. Okay, so there are 4 different levels of speaking that can unlock income and impact for you. Different levels of speaking, yes. Some people don't realize that you can make thousands speaking, whether that is on stages, whether that is privately, whether that is one-on-one calls, whether that is creating courses, however it is, you can make thousands of dollars using your voice. Let's just say you're like, I don't even care about making the money. And some people don't. You can make maximum, crazy impact just using your voice. If you believe that and you know that, I want you to say, I do in the comments really, really quick. Go ahead and say, I do in the comments. I'm going to make sure my notes here are popped up so I can be able to share with you. Okay. So if you're ready for the first one, go ahead and say I am, because I'm going to drop it right now. Okay. The first level of speaking is private speaking. You're like, what does that mean? It's a private practice speaking. So this is where you are mainly one-on-one. Let's just say it can be through a Zoom, right? It can also be through the phase of making sure I have my stuff here, go through the phase of DM messaging. Let's just say you're DMing someone. It can be in small rooms. It can also be, like I said, one-on-one as well. Here's what I mean by this. This is almost like your hidden phase. Not too hidden, you're still visible, but you're speaking in smaller phases. So it's like a low visibility. This is for the people who are saying, you know what, I'm going to stay here. I'm good with the DMs. I don't mind this. I don't mind speaking in Zooms, as small rooms. I don't mind doing all of that. There's a lot of people I know that how I'm doing this right now, they prefer to do this on Zoom. They prefer to get a whole bunch of people in to speak on Zoom. I do both, right? So in this place, you are having small conversations. You still may be selling your offer, right? Or you still may be, of course, you're having a lot of impact with other people, but you're keeping it in a very intimate scale, right? Very intimate space where you're speaking one-on-one with someone, and that's totally fine. It's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that's the way you do things. The only thing is, I believe if you want to scale at a massive rate, I think this might hinder you a little bit because you have the ability to grow bigger if you get into a bigger space. Now, if you mix a lot of the different levels that I'm going to tell you today, then you're going to be able to grow, right? So I think impact in this is going to be limited because only people who really know you are in this space. Okay. So level 2, somebody say level 2. That level 2 is platform speaking. This is a more high visibility. People can see you. And this is where you make mid-income. I'm going to tell you why. Not only mid-income, you can make high income too. There's a possibility for more. So let me retract that. There's an ability for more. Good morning. Welcome in. Good afternoon. All right. So here we go. Here's the ability for more here. You can speak on stages. You can speak on podcasts, panels, or even guest trainings. How many of you want to do that? To be able to take what God has given you, like the assignment, everything he's placed on the inside of you, what God has, like your story, and take it and be able to go on a podcast and share with someone else. How about even taking your story and someone inviting you on stage so that you can be able to impact? I mean, there's a possibility to be in rooms of 100, 200, 300 women, men and women together and impacting so many with your testimony, the story God has given you. A lot of people are saying, I want to build a business. I get people reaching out to me all the time saying, woman of God, will you help me build my business? I'm called to do X, Y, and Z. But here's the thing, I'm going to help you build. But the way that I like to do it is I love to be able to help to share with people that they need to learn the gift of speaking to sell. Because once you learn this gift, you understand that it takes a level of being okay with speaking, with getting your message across, with marketing. You're like, everything's going to change. Okay. So in this level, it will help you build credibility. It's going to help you attract the right attention. This is where probably you can do some ads as well. And, you're going to be able to make your offers to more people than in an intimate space. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, intimate space is great as well. But here you get to make your offer to more people who may not know you, but because of your talk that you just gave, right? You're on a stage, you're on a podcast. People are now searching you out and they want to get to know you. How many of you have something that you want to share on a podcast? You want to be able to speak and release your voice, right? But you just haven't done it yet. Or maybe you are doing it. If that's you, I want you to put speak in the comments right now. And the reason why is because it's time for us to be bold and share the message. Begin to speak to sell, right? Begin to speak in a way that impacts people and get them in motion. Amen. So this is where you are visible. This is where you are making some profit. Things are going here. It may not be where you want to be yet, but you're growing, right? So let's get to level 3. If you're ready for level 3, say level 3. Type that in really quick. Type in level 3. All right, here's level 3. Profit-driven speaking. You're like, Dee, but we've been talking about profit anyways. Profit-driven speaking is now you're in the high income area, right? Now you're in visibility, real visibility area where you want people to know that you have a signature talk. What? So this is where signature talks happen, webinars happen, master classes to sell happen. This is where you're speaking. This is one to many. Even though you getting on stage in a podcast is one to many, signature talks, we know it's going to end with something. Do I have any speakers that's on this live right now? Or if you are watching the replay, do I have any speakers who are on this right now? If you are, say speak. I just want to see who on here is interested in becoming a speaker and being able to get paid $2,000, $5,000. I'm talking about $10,000. And I'm talking about people who are going somewhere who has something to share. I'm going to give you an example. A signature talk for someone can be how first is going to have their story, right? Let's just say someone was dealing with a health issue, right? And let's just say we're going to name her, this woman named Tanya. She was dealing with this health issue. And God really opened her eyes and showed her through biblical principles or whether God healed her. He really showed her how her freedom is in really taking care of her temple, taking care of her body. And she began to actually incorporate that within her life. And as she began to incorporate that, she began to notice massive difference. Not only was she healed, when she went back to the doctors, they said, hey, all her labs were cleared. Her hormones became really well. She began to lose the weight. She began to be able to keep up with her children. Come on, somebody. And now she realized, oh my goodness, I can help other people. So let's just say Tanya now goes out and she begins to help other women break free in their health. And she begins to teach them and say, this is what God wants. And she has a strong passion and desire to see other women break free in this area. Tanya has a choice. Tanya can connect because now Tanya is in this realm, in this place. Tanya has the ability, right, to go to other people, to go to other conferences, or someone might actually invite her and say, Tanya, I've heard your story. I want you to be able to come here and share with these women. I have a group of women that is meeting. They are entrepreneurs, but they love wellness. They love health. I want you to be able to share with them who you are, your story, what you do, your signature story, and then make an offer at the end. Tanya now has the ability to sell her program. She has the ability to sell her coaching program, her offer, whatever it is that Tanya does. This is where the signature talk comes in play. Let's just say if you're a person here and you're like, well, D, I don't really want to go on big stages and do that, but I'm comfortable behind the camera and I can speak to many. You can do webinars. It's the same thing. Like what I'm doing with you now, I'm speaking one to many. You can get online and you can begin to speak to other women or speak to, whoever your target audience is. And then you make your offer at the end. You get so good at your signature talk that people are like, I want what she has. Why? Because they realize your authenticity. They realize that you're really wanting to help them. They realize that you are the solution to what they have. Okay, so that was a third level of speaking. It is profit-driven speaking, right? This is where your messaging is intentional, it's targeted, and it's packed with value. I remember I was on a long broadcast before, and I absolutely love this broadcast because when I was on there were so many different women speaking, and one woman came and she was talking about hormones, and I loved it. There were so many different women of faith speaking, and I loved it. And the reason why I loved the hormone one is because at the time I was struggling with hormones that some people just don't talk about. And I was praying and everything, but this woman had the result, and she was talking about your sleep, how your sleep have to be healthy. And I say, Lord, this is an answer to my prayer. This is something that I wanted. So she was a solution. So don't hide what you have. Let it be value packed, right? So this is where it's a place where you go from teaching to selling with confidence. The whole time you're speaking, you're teaching, yes, but now you're selling with confidence. People begin to see that you have something so amazing to share. Somebody drop amazing down below. We're going to go to level 4. With level 3, you get to a place where you're done doing things for free. You just know that you have the ability to speak and the room moves. You have the ability to sell and the room moves. You understand what I'm saying? So let's go to level 4. Level 4 is purpose influence speaking. This is maximum impact, maximum income as well. This is where you're not just speaking, like you're actually leading a movement, and the movement believes in you so much that they buy whatever you have. The movement, this is my favorite. And the reason why this is my favorite is because what I do, I don't look at it as I'm just doing this for a season. I look at it as I truly believe that God has called us to have maximum impact and wealth out here. I truly believe that God is raising up kingdom leaders that will finance the gospel, be able to take care of themselves, take care of their family. I truly believe that God has called us to love him and have the ability to finance things as well. So therefore we have the creativity in us. Somebody say creativity to build wealth. All right. So here is another thing here. This is where you get paid for the strategy you have, the vision you have, the value you bring, your voice. Welcome in, Keisha. Welcome in. This is where you have the ability to do all of those things, right? This is where speaking becomes your assignment. It's your assignment. You now realize everywhere I go, this is the assignment that I have. And I know that it is going to be a blessing to everyone that I have. Creativity is the key here. There's different things. You don't have to charge for everything, of course. But when you know that someone is pulling upon your expertise and they're pulling upon what you have, these are the 4 levels of speaking to unlock income and influence. My question to you is, do you want to keep playing small, or do you want to play on a scale that you know God is calling you to? I'm going to share a story with you. I remember a long time ago, I had a dream where I was in like a massive group of people, and I share this all the time. And in this massive group of people, I realized that someone was holding my mouth shut, and it was like muzzled and I couldn't speak. And that's when I realized, wow, there's always been this feeling of I felt inadequate to speak around people. But I knew that every single time that I spoke, the room would move. Something would happen. Lives would be changed. People would be transformed. But the enemy wanted to stop that. So my empowering thing I can give you, my wisdom, whatever I can give you, is use your voice to unlock things, your voice as a strategy, to be able to speak, to go on platforms, right? To be able to help others, to be able to make the income that God has called you to make. So if there are any women that's watching this today and say, I want to use my voice and I want to know how I can be able to even speak in a way that moves the room, speak in a way so that when I'm speaking to the crowd or speaking to my audience online, they resonate with my voice, they hear my story, they relate to it. And when I made a call to action, they all come. If that's you, I want you to go ahead and type in the word speak. That's me. And we'll move forward from there, because I believe, like I said, there's so many women that are rising up today to make a difference in this world. So these are the 4 levels of speaking. He's raising you up right now. Believe me when I said you can make money off of speaking anywhere, and it will absolutely change your life. And it won't just be speaking, because you can speak from this comfort of your home. There is media today. You don't necessarily have to travel and get on a plane, even on YouTube, even on podcasts. There's so many ways, but you can use your voice. All right. So anyways, God bless y'all. I just want to let you know. And if you think I'm not adequate enough, I want you to go back and take a look at Moses. I want you to go back and take a look at Jeremiah and Esther and everyone else who thought that they couldn't speak. I want you to go back. Just go back and see those people and know that you can make a difference. God bless you.